Today I'm going to share 5 ways to clear negative energy out of your space that's not sage. Stick around till the end of the video for a great way to keep negative energy from coming in your front door to begin with. Coming up. I'm Mickie Mueller. Welcome to my studio. We live in troubled times, let's face it. Everybody's very stressed out these days. And sometimes we bring that stress home. And it can expand and fill your space and just make you feel crummy, make it hard for you to sleep, make it hard for you to concentrate. It makes it hard for you to just get through your day sometimes. And you need to clear your space. For a lot of people, their go-to way of doing that is the classic sage bundle, which is fine. As long as you use it respectfully, it's not really a problem. I was actually taught by a Native American elder how to use sage to clear the space in my home. He came to my home and he showed me how to do it. I do use sage, as you can see. This one is about halfway burned down. But the truth is, I've had this bundle for years. I don't use it a ton. I have a lot of other methods that I also use. I'm not burning one of these a week. Because I have a lot of other ways for clearing energy, and I thought it would be a great idea to share some of these ways with you so that you can conserve your sage bundle and use it for when you really need it. So let's get started. Energy clearing tip number 1. Did you know that there's a lot of other herbs that you can burn besides sage to clear the negativity out of your space? Well, there are. There's a ton, and you can burn them as a bundle if you like. So don't feel like you're tied down to sage. These aren't sage. This one, most of this is lavender. It's got some other flowers mixed in with it. There's a little bit of sage, as you can see here, but that really composes very little of this. So you get a little bit of that sage energy to clear the space, and then you get the other herbs here, which also are which are also cleansing herbs, but they also replace the negative vibes that you are clearing with the little bit of sage that's in it, and they fill your space with positive energy, which is another way to clear negative energy out. So in other words, imagine like a dirty dish, a dish full of dirty water. If you turn on a faucet and you fill that with a really strong, powerful, clear water, it will push all the dirty water out and there will be nothing left but clean water. You can do that when you're clearing your space. This bundle was made by a friend of mine who's local here. Her name's Amanda Studdard. She does beautiful work. This smells fantastic. It's got a great vibe. I will post a link to her Facebook below in the description so that if you want to find her and see if she'll make one for you, she might. She does sell these, and among other neat things that she makes too. I also have a couple other ones here that are not sage. This one is 100% lavender, and this was a gift from a friend of mine from St. Louis Pagan Picnic. I go every year. We used to go and vend. Now I sit at the author table and sign books, and sometimes I bring a few things to share with everybody. But one of my dear friends made this for me out of her fairy garden and brought it. And as you can see, I still have quite a bit of this, and this was years ago. But again, because I have other methods that I also use, I haven't had to burn this up completely yet. One more that I have that I made recently out of herbs that were growing in my garden, and this is thyme. And thyme is very good for clearing energy. Thyme goes back to the ancient world. The Romans and the Greeks used thyme, as did the Egyptians, and they used it to clear energy, and the name that they had for it corresponded with smoke. So this is the burning herb, and that is what this is. It's great for clearing energy out, and I use this from time to time. The smell's fantastic, and it was really easy to make. I basically just twisted some embroidery floss around this and tied it at the bottom. And so this is another way that you can have a bundle of herbs to burn to clear your space that's not sage. Number 2, way to clear energy vibes out of your home that's not sage. Different sounds have different vibrations, and sound is really a great way to clear your space because it permeates naturally. If you're standing in a place where you can hear a sound, then the vibrations are able to change from that sound. It goes where the smoke can't even go. So it's actually a really great method for clearing your space, is using sound. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear the train. So that's happening. You can use just a plain silver bell like this one that I have here. It's got a beautiful clear tone. You can take this bell from room to room, and you do it with intention. As you do all of these things, you want to do them with intention. And remember that as you're doing it, your focus is to make your energy space clear. So when you're ringing the bell, you want to visualize as well the energy changing in the room. You can see it in any way that you want to, but you need to visualize that, or at least keep in your mind that this is the purpose of the bell. Sometimes when I'm using bells, I will ring the bell and I will visualize the sound waves coming out from the bell and raising the energy within my space. These other chimes, love these. They're little brass chimes. They're Tibetan, and I don't think I can ever say them properly. Chinga, singa, chinga. But I love the sound of them, and they make the space feel wonderful. I use these every time I do a cleansing or a blessing of my space or anybody else's space. I love the way that they sound. The vibration is so clear and beautiful. When I was speaking with Barbara, who runs Aquarius Books in Kansas City, she told me that they had some Tibetan monks come to visit them. People were asking them, how do we use these chimes? And they basically said, you just any way you want. They were showing you could just grab them and just ching them together like that. You can let them sway together, however you feel comfortable. So that's really good to know, and I wanted to pass that on to you guys too. But this is what we do. We all learn things, and then we share them with each other, and it continues on and continues on, and that's a wonderful thing. This is kind of a neat way to use sound. A crystal glass with a stem on it. If you put some water in it and dip your finger in, you can move your finger gently around the top of the glass, and eventually, if you're lucky, you'll be able to get a really good sound coming from that, and it will just vibrate up and it sounds beautiful. One of the neat things about the crystal glass is you can change the tone depending on how much water you put in it. It's a very nice way to clear your space. If there's a sound that you feel like would clear your space and would make you feel wonderful, but you don't have that instrument, or you just don't have the musical ability and you wish, don't worry, because you don't have the sound that you want. You're on YouTube. There have been plenty of times when I really needed to clear my space. It was just feeling dark and grim, and I couldn't pull myself up because my space was so not good. You can literally type in energy clearing or raise vibrations and just play that and crank it up and play it in your house. Let that sound vibrate through your house. So give that a shot. I think that you'll find that it works very well. This big chunk of loveliness is dragon's blood. And that is a resin that comes from a tree. I love my little frankincense resin. It's just these lovely little granules of, again, tree sap. You use this little charcoal that you can buy from your metaphysical shop, or you can also get them any place that sells shisha, which is the tobacco that is meant to be smoked in hookahs. You should use a set of tongs to hold it while you light it so you don't burn your fingers, and then place the charcoal on a fireproof burner. I've got this little goddess one that I use, but I also really like to use a bowl with a rock in the bottom. The rock helps to absorb the heat so that when you want to lift the bowl and carry it around, you won't burn yourself. You can also put gravel in the bottom. Never use barbecue charcoal. The little square briquettes that you get that you start your grill with, Never use those because they are toxic in your house. They're fine outside, but they will let off fumes that can kill you. So no kidding, do not use those. Make sure you use the ones that I show in this video. Use a little spoon so you don't burn your fingers. Frankincense is one of my all-time favorite ways to clear space. I was using this back when I had 2 teenage daughters. I was a divorced mom, all kinds of drama going on in my house. If it can clear the bad vibes after a fight between 2 teenage girls, it can do just about anything. Juniper berries are from another high vibration tree. They're great for clearing energy. Number 4, we're going to do some candle magic, witches, of course. If you're like me, you probably snatch up a ton of these after Halloween. I do. Usually they go on clearance, and I grab all of the ones that I can get my hands on because I use these all year for clearing negative energy. This is just a little black candle. If you want to use a big fancy black candle, you can. If you like to use the tapers, that's fine. I love little tea lights. They're super handy, and I'm a girl with an eye for a bargain, so I love these guys. Really, all you need to do is I'm going to sprinkle a little ground ginger on top because ginger adds power. Okay? Ground ginger from the store. I like to make this easy for you guys. I want to have things that you can do that's not difficult, and this is a really easy one. So you just take your little black candle, put it into whatever holder you want. I'm using this nifty little cauldron. You don't have to have a cauldron, you could put it in a jar. It's not a big deal. Then all you're going to do is you're going to light this candle, and as you do, this is all about the visualization and lighting the lighter too. That's a whole thing. And we have light. Light your candle. As you have your candle before you, you're going to visualize the negative energy from the space. You can see it. And you can see it in any way that you want to see it. So usually I see it as little dark specks, like you might see in the movies. Little dark specks. And I just visualize them being drawn to this candle. And you can even say something if you want. Something like, and I haven't written this down in advance, this is just off the top of my head, and you can do this too. Speak from the heart when you do this. It's important. Because when you speak from the heart, you're taking charge of yourself, your life, and your space. And that's the most important, the most powerful way to clear your space, is to state what you're feeling and what you want to happen, because it's your home. There's nobody more powerful, there's no energy more powerful in your home than you. So you speak from the heart and you say something like this. Any negative vibrations in this space are drawn to this candle. They cannot resist its pull. All energies that are not in alignment with myself are drawn to this candle. They're drawn to it like a moth to flame. They're drawn to it like metal to a magnet. They cannot escape its pull. They're drawn in, they're drawn in, they're drawn in. Visualize it. And then once you feel like all of the negative energy has been drawn into this candle, then you say something like this. You are trapped within this candle. When it extinguishes, so do you. With harm to none, by my will, so mote it be. And that's easy. I literally just came up with that on the spot. But the idea is the black candle draws in any negative energy. And you trap it with your will, with your words. You trap it within the candle. And that will pull all of the negative energy out of your house. It's a wonderful way to do it. Okay, alternately, I have another candle magic thing that you can do. Because you might not have any access to a black candle. They're hard to find unless it's Halloween time, honestly. If you're lucky enough to live near a metaphysical store, you can always find them there. But if you're not, this little white candle will do just fine. It's all about doing what you need to do with what you have on hand. We don't have to make this hard. So I've set it in this little candle holder. I've got some rosemary for blessing, which I am going to sprinkle around. And there it is. Easy. Easy until I try to light this. Oh, first time. Very proud. So you're going to light this candle. And when I do these ones, I like to do a white candle in every room in my house. The difference between the white candle and the black candle is this. When I use the black candle, I imagine it drawing in the negativity, trapping it there and extinguishing it, because it's just got a different vibe to it. When I do my white candles, I imagine them filling the space with their light and basically pushing any negativity out of the space. So it's two different sides of a coin, and you can do either one and both will work. So same thing with this. You just visualize what you want it to do, use your willpower, and you tell the energy that you're working with what is going to happen. Something like this. And again, I'm just going to make it up off the top of my head and speak from the heart. By this sacred flame, I hereby bless and purify this space. May the energy of this light expand and fill my space, leaving no negativity behind. As I will it, with harm to none, so mote it be. And that is all you have to do. And you can clear your space in that way. If you're using these little candles and you want to put them in every room in your house, you may. I recommend that you put them in a really big jar. Little low candle that can't knock over, really big jar. Put it in a safe place where it's far away from anything that's flammable. Use common sense. The other nice thing about these little candles is they only burn for like 4 hours. Just do it and keep monitoring your candles, because part of keeping your space safe is keeping your space safe from candle fires. So let's not do that. Method number 5. I have this beautiful room spray. And this is a great method for clearing your space. I wish you guys could smell this. Oh my gosh. I love this. I just want to spray it. It smells so good. This is just like, Here's the thing. Sometimes people live in places, like if you live in a dorm or you live in an apartment or you live with roommates or people who maybe are allergic to the burning, smoking stuff, or maybe you're just nervous about leaving candles sitting around. You want to clear your space. This is a great way to do it. It's really simple to make, and I'll show you what I did. Just tap water and fill it like, 3/4 of the way with water. Use your essential oils. I used lavender. Lavender is a great protection scent and is also wonderful for clearing vibration. Lemongrass, that's another high vibration essential oil. I used frankincense, and I used rose. Even if you're not really into the scent of rose, if you have it, I recommend you include it because it's one of the highest vibration essential oils that you can get. But just a couple drops of each. You don't need a lot because a little bit goes a long way. I added a little crystal, and I chose a crystal that isn't like a perfect crystal, because when I put a crystal in an item like this, I don't want to put my really good one in because I'm going to be shaking it up and I don't want it to get cracked. So oftentimes I'll choose a crystal that already has, imperfections in it. I add a little vodka. You can also add a little witch hazel if you like. But ideally, either one of those things will help to stabilize it and keep it from getting nasty, with time. Then before you use it, shake it up because you want those essential oils mixing with the other liquids, oil and water, and don't mix. And now you can clear your space. That smells good. And you can spray it on yourself too if you want. Good vibes. Remember that the power to take charge of your space is inside of yourself. It's not the tools that you use. Those are just little extras. But the most important thing and the most powerful thing is what you have inside of you. and your willpower and your ability to say, this is my space and I'm taking it over and I'm taking charge. You have the power to do it. And as promised, I have a method for keeping bad vibrations from coming in your home to begin with. Bum, 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 bum. Sea salt. It really is a perfect purifier. So all I do is there you have it. Lovely little dish of sea salt. You can set that anywhere in your home, ideally near your front door. And that will help to keep any negative vibes from coming into your space. If you guys like this video and you want to see more, please like this video and subscribe. That lets me know that I'm doing stuff that you guys want to see. If you have any other methods that you like to use, share them in the comments below, because you can help other people that see this video with some more ideas and more tips and tricks, because we all have them. You guys have them too, and I like to learn what you guys are doing as well. Thanks again. Blessed be.